Thank you for that very warm welcome. And I think I'm going to do something kind of unusual here and just throw away my notes until I come to the very end. You know, it was an honor to be back in Dillingham and to be welcomed by this community and by everybody who came in for the Memorial Day service and ceremony honoring the Alaska Territorial Guard members that we did just a few hours ago here. It kind of reminded me of this circle of life that was just spoken of earlier. Last Saturday, just a couple days ago, I joined my parents and went to the grave of my great-grandfather and great-grandmother who lived off the land, were farmers. It reminded me of the circle of life, that we live and we die, and others live on too here on earth after we're gone. It just really starts to impact you when you start thinking about when you start thinking about living our lives beyond ourselves and why we're here together. And so I want to just congratulate this RurAL Provider Conference for your focus on sobriety, because it was my grandfather who was an alcoholic, who affected my father, who made a change in his life, who impacted my life positively. And I know because of our own family experience that it is possible to make a change in families. And I congratulate you for making that the centerpiece of your efforts here. When I came into Dillingham today, I stopped by the trooper office, as I sometimes do, and I just asked, kind of, how's it going? What are you seeing? Where can I help you? And I said, tell me, what were the last reports that you just wrote up? What were the factors in the last police reports you just wrote up? And he said two things. The trooper said alcohol and domestic violence. So you guys are right on target with your focus here. And I just want to take you into this other arena that we have spent so much time and effort on as well, because they're related: domestic violence and sexual assault. This is a fight that we will continue to wage until every Alaskan is free of fear, until every Alaskan has hope and opportunity in view. It's not a battle that we take lightly. It's a battle that impacts us all. Men, women, boys, girls, everybody in this state. If we'd said the same thing about domestic violence, I think that's a fine, huh? That's about $50 to the RurAL Provider Conference. What do you think, huh? If I'd have every one of you stand up whose lives or whose families' lives have been affected by domestic violence and sexual assault, I bet we would have had a similar response here as we did with alcohol. But I am here to tell you that there is hope in this state. I'm here to tell you that Alaskans are stepping up and stepping out in this epidemic and fight this epidemic. I was so proud of Alaskans in March when over 120 communities stepped forward and participated in Choose Respect initiatives, including this one, and including many of the surrounding villages and communities. So Alaskans are stepping forward. And when you're stepping forward, you're giving hope. Let me tell you about that. The mere act of putting a poster up in one community in Southwest Alaska resulted in one person making a phone call to get help in that community to stop that evil within their own household. Just one poster being posted saying, come join us at this Choose Respect rally. Now we can fund state programs, and we're doing that. We're spending a new $12 million this year on prevention efforts and intervention efforts in this arena, but it really is up to us as Alaskans to step forward when it comes to alcohol, when it comes to domestic violence and sexual assault. And I want you as Alaskans to be able to spread a message even wider than we have thus far when it comes to these crimes of domestic violence and sexual assault. And I want you to hear it from me as your governor. If you're a victim or survivor of domestic violence or sexual assault, you should not feel shame or guilt. I understand that you do, but that guilt and that shame is not yours. Understand that from me. And as you as providers, please tell your friends and neighbors who are in this situation that shame and guilt is not theirs to bear, and that you're willing to bear it with them and lift that load from them, because it doesn't belong on them. It doesn't belong on you. You know, as Alaskans, we have a lot to look forward to. We have a lot to look forward to because people like you are willing to step forward and step up when it comes to alcohol and when it comes to domestic violence and sexual assault. And I want to say thank you. That's really all I'm here to do, is to say thank you. Thank you for your personal efforts. Thank you for making a difference in the lives of Alaskans around you. Thank you for caring enough about Alaskans. This is about our heart for Alaska. It's about Alaskans' heart for Alaskans. It's not about me as your governor, even though I have a huge heart for Alaskans and a huge love for Alaskans. It's about our heart for Alaska. So thank you for taking the time this week to make this a priority. Thank you for going to the expense to make it a priority. I'm going to just say that my wife Sandy wishes she could be with me today. She did take ill this weekend and could not fly with me today, but I did bring John Moeller with me, who you already know and who's been introduced, and he's going to stay with you for some time during this conference. If you have any issues that you would like to speak with him about with respect to our administration and how we can be of better assistance when it comes to sobriety, when it comes to domestic violence and sexual assault, when it comes to wellness in our communities, please speak with John. He will speak with me and we'll work with you. We will continue this teamwork effort, this effort together to bring wellness to Alaskans. One of the ways that we can ensure a more healthy Alaska and more healthy communities is to ensure that Alaska Native languages are preserved, restored, and revitalized. And today, I brought with me Senator Olson's bill that will help us accomplish these goals. Senate Bill 130, a bill sponsored by Senator Donnie Olson, will establish the Alaska Native Language Preservation and Advisory Council. Senator Olson could not join us for the signing here in Dillingham today, but I want to invite Representative Bryce Edgman up if you would come up here, Bryce, and Ralph Anderson, if you come join me on behalf of AFN and the community at large. I'm going to be signing SB 130 and completing this legislation. We know that without language preservation, a culture dies. That is intolerable. That is not acceptable. And as Alaskans, we honor and celebrate our traditional cultures. And today we do this by assuring that the state is now all in making sure that these languages live on. So I'm going to sign this. Could you come on this side of me and Bryce? Senator Olson championed this bill through the legislature, Representative Edgman, and many others, but Representative Edgman was the first cross-sponsor in the House on this legislation. And I will sign it May 28, 2012. And now, as a matter of law, the state is all in restoring and revitalizing the Alaska Native languages.